From an awkward situation between a teacher and two French students, to an unfortunate secret slipping out during class. Today, we take a look at some of the true stories that were submitted by you guys. So be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and enjoy today's new stories. My Awkward Confession Moment by Red_Panda1. I remember one time I tried to get a girl to like me. I had a friend whose name was Josh. And so I remember Josh said that he remembered one time he had tried to get a girl to like him. He had said that my ex-girlfriend liked me only because I had a great personality. And he did have a great personality. One day he told me to ask her if she wanted to be my girlfriend. I went up to her and told her that I liked her. She was speechless that I asked her if she liked me. She said no and walked away. About 3 months later, she somehow got a hold of my phone number, so she started to text me. The next day, she went up to me and asked me if I liked her. I had said yes, and she told me that she did like me. So when I went to school the next day, she asked me out on a date. But for some reason, I said no. We never spoke again.
Dilemma or Confession by Dragon9754. My friend told a story about how he had two French exchange students. Let's refer to him as All Might. All Might and his two exchange students were gonna go meet up with some other people from the exchange program to take a road trip to the city. Everyone was really excited, including my friend. They all got on the bus and headed towards the city, and it took them 3 whole hours to get there. When they got there, they took a tour around the city, they explored all the monuments and crossed all the bridges. They even took a ferry to go look at the city itself from the boat's point of view. And it was a lot of fun. By the end of the day, they were all really tired, and the staff that was accompanying them told them that it was time for dinner and that we should start to look for a restaurant to eat in. Since it was a large group of people, half the group was sent one direction and the other half was sent the other. The problem was that one of the groups didn't have any chaperones for some reason. All Might was put in the group with chaperones. Although the food at the restaurant was really good, All Might could not shake the feeling that something was going to go wrong. When they finished their food, they went back outside to the spot where the group agreed to meet at. However, when both groups got back, 2 girls from the chaperone-less group were missing. Everyone was worried about the girls, that they were lost and where they could possibly be. Eventually, the 2 girls found the group and they were panting because they were running to the group. The chaperone scolded them for getting lost, but All Might was standing there shocked at the fact the girls were scolded at because they got lost even though they should have had chaperones to guide them around the city to begin with. One of the girls were crying because of the scolding the adults were giving them. Let's call her Monica. When the bus arrived and everyone got on board, everyone was silent because of the dilemma that had just unfolded in front of their eyes. When All Might sat down, he looked over at Monica, who was still crying to her friend that accompanied her. When All Might saw that she was alone, he went up and asked her if he could sit next to her. She said okay, and All Might sat down next to her, comforting her by saying that it wasn't her fault, and said that it was the chaperone's fault for not realizing that the city was huge and someone was guaranteed to get lost in there. Monica got up and left without saying a word, leaving All Might a bit upset because she could have at least said thank you. But he felt good because he stopped her crying. When All Might got home with his exchange students, one of them asked for his phone number and he said sure, unaware of what would happen later. The next morning, All Might got a text from someone he didn't know. So he texted back saying, "Who is this?" The user replied, "This is Monica and I wanted to say thank you for cheering me up." All Might replied, "No problem, but how did you get this number?" She told him that your roommate gave it to me. All Might said, "Okay," not knowing what to think. Then, the one thing All Might didn't expect was that she texted the words, "Do you want to be my boyfriend?" He didn't even have time to process this, but when he did, he replied, "Sorry, I can't. I just don't see you that way." Monica replied later, "It's okay, so can we be friends?" All Might replied with, "Sure." The rest of the program was quite interesting for everyone, and he told me that he would never forget this event.
Our next story is titled My Awkward Confession by The True Mark. So it was during first year of high school, and it was a normal day going as usual. I was studying, and we just got let out for recess. I went to the cafeteria and had some snacks. Here's the problem though. You see, I'm the type of guy to have a journal, and I so foolishly left mine, with no lock mind you, on my desk. And my nosy friend, let's call him Eric, without a second thought, looked into my journal. So to my horror, when I got back to class, I saw a bunch of my classmates huddled up in a little group in the front of the room. I got close, and lo and behold was my journal being read and all of my classmates giggling. Not to mention, my latest entry mentioned the girl I liked. Let's call her Tina. Little to say, my face lit up red, and I dashed out. I get out to the halls to breathe and calm myself down, but just when I thought it was over, Tina suddenly came out of the room and looked at me and came over. "The other guy said you wanted to say something to me?" Tina said. Just then and there, I knew they were gonna make me crack under pressure and make me say something stupid to the girl I've been secretly having feelings for. I swallowed and let out a sigh, and right then and there, I told her. And to my surprise, she was cool about it. Oh yeah, fake it till you make it, I guess. Thank you so much for watching today's new video. If you want to submit your stories to get a chance to have it featured on Razorverse, be sure to do so over on our subreddit page, Razorverse, down in the description below. And I'd like to ask you a question. What was your most awkward confession? Make it short and sweet in the comments, and it might get featured in the next Razorverse. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later. See ya!